Growing up, you had this love for the architectural world because of Dad and Grandpa.
Yes.
And the other girls were playing what with dolls and doing other things. What was that part of your life there?
Not a lot
but
of
not
dolls.
not much.
No. I don't remember playing with dolls. It used to be something creative for sure because my mom is an artist.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah, she's a commercial artist. So
Beautiful.
she got us involved, me and my sister, in all creative things possible, be it painting workshops or some craft. Walking from behind, but I figured out from your.
You figured that's what it's going to look like.
Oh, okay.
And then I'll ask questions, but you can talk. How do you say your name?
It's Aishwarya.
Aishwarya.
Yeah.
What?
Aishwarya.
Aishwarya.
Right.
Aishwarya.
Yes, that's right.
Okay. And you came from India?
Yes.
Where were you born?
So I was born in Pune.
In Pune?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so it's a very, very old city. You can say about 12th, 13th centuries old. So
Wow.
it has very rich history, and it's known for its many recognized institutions and universities, and its IT sector, and all these years for its pleasant weather. And it has been like one of the most developed cities in India.
All kinds of
All
other
kinds.
bells and whistles. Is it like Vancouver?
It is, but a lot of people.
When did you come to Canada?
Canada, I came here in 2020 August, so it's almost been now 2 years. Like, I am an architect, and I'm like the third generation architect in my family.
Okay.
And so I had my own company back in India.
You
So,
you are third generation architect.
Yes. I never wanted to be restricted to one city or a country, and I always wanted a global exposure.
Okay.
When it comes to architecture, I love meeting people. I like to understand what their perspectives are. I really wanted to understand how architectural practices work across India and many other countries. So maybe start something of my own.
Right.
I was not very sure, but then I just applied to this one company.
Right.
And actually I've done my specialization in lighting design, which is a very niche field. And I got into this company, and it's a building engineering company
Okay.
called Furano Pacific Consulting, and based in Vancouver. And
What's the name?
Furano Pacific
Sounds
Consulting.
Italian.
It's Japanese. I think it's
Japanese?
a
Oh.
mountain in Japan.
Okay.
Yeah. So I got into this company, and then my employers were amazing. They are now my partners in my new business, and so they have been very supportive, very encouraging.
Let's go back. The history of architecture that influenced in India came from your father
My
and your
grandfather.
father's father?
So my grandfather, so ours is like a very more than I think about 60 years old company. My grandfather started this company in
In
1960s in Pune. Yes.
Pune, okay.
Yeah, so he was one of the very few renowned architects in India.
Really?
Yes. And
What was his name?
his name was J.V. Gandhe. Gandhe is like my
Gandhi.
last name. Yeah.
So he would be recognized in the architectural world
Yes.
around the world.
Which, that is something which is the need of the hour now, because there are. Back then it was like mostly just architecture. Like even architecture was not very common.
Okay.
People would usually just hire a contractor or an engineer and just get their buildings done.
Okay.
So even architect was like a very new concept, and architecture was a new concept back then when my grandfather started practice.
Okay.
You were a little girl.
Yes.
Other girls were playing with dolls and things. And
Oh,
Grandpa was an architect. So did you have discussions with
Oh
him?
yeah, so the best part I think was we stay in a house where the ground floor was the office, and we used to stay up on the floor above. So every day when I used to get down or go up, I used to always walk in the office and then just see what is happening, and the kind of work used to really fascinate me a lot.
Something of an international.
Yeah, actually the thing is like the sad part was like my grandfather, even like he passed away even before I became an architect, and even my father, like as soon as I graduated, like he passed away in 2014, and I just finished my architecture. So I never really got a chance to work with them after I completed my. So that really was the most sad part. And after that, I had to do it all by myself because there was nobody to go to. But still I figured it out. Like this new venture which I've started is something which it's going to be like where my company collaborates with all the architects and all the designers, all the consultants, maybe North America, and then I support their business with respect to all their back-end work. I will take care of all that. So I thought this would be like a great platform where I could interact with all the designers and architects all over and get to know what their design practices are like, and help them with all the back end work which I just mentioned. It's just better if I
Your
don't.
grandpa would be proud.
So yeah, it's a big responsibility.
Right.
So yeah.
Company.
So that company is called Design Shore.
That was a new name.
Yes.
That was a new.
It's a new company.
New company.
The name is new.
And you are a partner.
I'm a partner in that.
With the partners from the engineering.
Yes.
And you guys all get along really well.
Really.
And again, the name of this company is
Design Shore.
And it's gonna become the #1 in the world.
Has
Your clients are not those that are wanting something designed. They are other architectural firms.
Right.
And you're wanting to take over. When you say back end, you're talking about the tedious kind of time consuming activities of an architectural firm from maybe
world. So not restricted to any one particular shore.
So this is a very cool business model, which it's taking two good companies and having tested the model, I think, of taking somebody's outsourcing activity, now rolling out this model for architectural firms of any size,
of
anywhere
size.
in the world.
Yeah. For now, we are going to concentrate more on North America, US, Canada, and US, and eventually, maybe after that, we could maybe experiment with other.
Growing up, you had this love for the architectural world because of Dad and Grandpa.
Yes.
And the other girls were playing with dolls and doing other things. What was that part of your life there? But not much.
No, I don't remember playing with dolls. It used to be something creative for sure because my mom is an artist.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah, she's a commercial artist. So
beautiful.
She got us involved, me and my sister, in all creative things possible, be it painting workshops or some craft.
Put that into another area cannot be.
Cannot be.
Lighting. From the time you have been in lighting.
Yes.
You had a fascination with lighting. That's why you started dabbling.
So fascination because we were not taught a lot about lighting while doing architecture.
Okay.
So all the architects get stuck when it comes to lighting any space because we are not taught a lot about it, and that is what got me thinking, maybe I should learn more about this. Maybe I should be able to guide people, other architects and designers, with all this. And so I did an internship in Bombay with with a firm called Ethereal Designs, Vilas Prabhu. So it was him. Like, he's an amazing person, and he has taught me so many things when it came to lighting.
He had developed a specialty around lighting.
Yeah. With respect to the environment now, you need to really think of having buildings which will sustain in that particular environment.
Okay.
If I have to plan a building in a hotter country like India, it cannot be based on the same concept as in Canada. I cannot have so many glass facades, right? Because I don't want heat to get in my buildings.
Right.
So it has to be very specific to the place where I'm designing my building.
Many now?
Yeah.
Just a glut, but I wouldn't think there's many in the lighting space.
Yeah.
So you are an expert in a small field, whereas you would have been one of many if you had focused just on
sustainability or architecture for that.
What's going to be new and exciting in the lighting world just ahead of us?
smart lighting is something which is control the lighting, maybe even the intensity of the light with just on your iPad or your phone.
Sure.
And changing the mood of the space through lighting, that can be done. So smart lighting is something which is going to be really big now. Yeah.
Thanks. It was really nice to spend this time with you.
Yeah, same here. It was really nice to see you.
It's nice to know you.
Yeah.